We're going to talk about meditation practice and do the light transmissions, of course, but I'd also like to explain to you how a light transmission works. This is how a light transmission works. You have someone who has meditated, not just this lifetime, but many lifetimes. They've had enlightened teachers transmit light to them, and eventually their Kundalini has awakened. They have, which we'll explain when I talk about meditation. And for those that have been doing it for many years, it's always good to be reminded. But not everybody understands how a light transmission works. Once you're plugged into the divine and your crown chakra has exploded into the light, you've been through that stargate so many times. Little deaths, but really they're like being reborn. So every time something like that happens, there's more of God in you than you. And duality stops and fear stops, and you live in the moment. You have satori after satori of many, many different teachings and experiences. And when you have that satori, that awakening of time has stopped, you realize it really is man-made. There is no such thing as time. That is the most beautiful feeling. It's beyond what you could ever understand when you are really in the moment, always. Now, before we're in the moment always, we do our best to be very mindful, to be in the moment. So this person just has to think of you. I like to pray for you as well, for your enlightenment, for your prosperity, for your health. I love to pray. I love to have total mystical union with my divine, with that eternal light. Love of my life is my life. I'd love it to be your life too. Anyone can have this happen. It's not easy. You have to work at it. You have to be consistent. That little voice that says, oh no, don't do that today. You can't listen to it. You have to practice your meditation if you want to be free as well. But until that happens, what assists you is when the light is transmitted, there's this oscillation, this vibration of light, waves of ecstasy. It's very, very powerful, which is why I love to exercise and eat really well and drink lots of water, because there's a lot going on when it's going through you. Even though you have moments of extreme blissful meditations, it's still extremely powerful, and you become very sensitive to what's going on in the world. And sometimes that's a lot of suffering, and you feel great compassion for that. You want everyone to be free, even though it's not real. It's not real. There's no chaos. It's just chaotic minds thinking all types of crap. So within you, you have this divine presence. You have this exquisite, beautiful, eternal light. It's not like in a place in your body. It's just consciousness. It is consciousness. This is a vehicle that we're carrying around our consciousness in. Your soul is there. And so when you pray and you want to connect with your divine presence, and sometimes you can't really feel it, and you pray and you don't know if anyone's listening, because the divine presence that is you is listening to everything, is omniscient, is omnipotent, is omnipresent. You are actually omnipresent, because your true higher self is your real you that you take and put into different vehicles along the way. And so, when you can't reach your divine presence, you can't speak to it because it's imprisoned with, not completely, of course not, but with your mind stuff, with everything that's ever happened to you before, and it gets like blocks of ice around it that you have to have melted away. So when I transmit light to you, I am speaking directly to the divine in you, and that is the power. God is the only power there is. I'm speaking directly to that divine presence and asking it to go before you to prepare the way so that everything that will bring you joy, enlightenment, love and harmony in your life, peace of mind, will begin to come to fruition. And if there's someone who's suffering in the body, I just say the divine can do everything. Anything is possible. Everything and anything is possible with the divine, because this is God's dream. God created this. So that's what is happening. I am communing with your divine, which is my divine. It's all the same divine, and asking it specifically. So then it's freed to create miracles in your life, what people call miracles. So every time we get an email and someone says, thank you, this person's healed now, thank you for the prayers, I just say, thank God. Just thank God. I'm only being used as a conduit. Isn't that right, Angel Boy? Just being used as a conduit, plugged in. So that's a light transmission. That is what happens. And if you're very, very clogged, you may not feel it to start with. But as you unclog, you start to feel the tingles in your brain where that light is being transmitted to awaken different parts of the skadoodle. Do you want to say hello to everybody? Yeah, I want to see your pretty little face. Here's my little boy. My little companion.